Hey there, how's it going everyone? In this video, we're going to be learning how to impose access restrictions to some methods and some attributes. And we do this using access modifiers. Access modifiers are tags that we can associate with various parts of our code so as to make sure that different parts are accessing different. So this can help us to have public and private attributes as well as public and private methods. So let's see this in action. So I'm going to continue with our class employee that we created in the previous videos. We're going to create a class. So this class is going to be a class employee. And then I'm going to create the init function. So I'm going to say def underscore underscore. This is going to be init. And then we shall say that it's going to take in self. Let's give it some attributes. So we can say has an ID, let's say a name, an email, so we can pass in an email. We can also say that this class has a salary. So every object that we shall create of this class should have these various attributes. So I'm going to say self dot ID is going to be equal to ID. Then so we shall also say self dot name is going to be equal to the name we shall pass in when creating this object. Then we shall also say self dot email. So self dot email is going to be equal to an email, and then we shall also say that the salary of that object. So we shall say self dot salary is equal to salary. Now we have been able to attach these various attributes to this class, which means we can be able to access all of them and they are all public. We can also create some public methods. For example, can create, let me call this is going to be public method. So we can create a public method which is going to just display the salary of that employee. So to do this, we may say display salary, and then we can pass in the self because this is going to run on whatever object that you create of this class. Now this is just simply going to return, let's just say it's going to just print um, let's say salary. So let me make this an F string. So it's going to be an F string, and then we're going to say salary. Then this is going to pass in self dot salary. So we are going to be able to return the salary of this employee. Now to run this method on the object that we're going to create, so we need to create a new object. So I'm going to create a new object which is going to be called new employee object. And this is going to be an employee object. So I'm going to instantiate an employee by saying an employee with an ID of 1. Let's say a name, let's say Steven. And then we can say that that employee has an email. So we can also say that the email of that employee is Steven at company.com. Then we can also say that the salary of that employee is going to be, let's say, 200,000. So when we have this, we can be able to access the various attributes and the various methods of this particular employee we've created. So to do that, we just simply do print. Then what we shall just do is say print new employee dot, then we access whatever attribute we may want. For example, if we want to access a salary, we shall just say a new employee dot salary. If we want to also run the method of display salary, we can also say display. So we can just say the new employee dot display salary, and this is going to call the method that we wrote of this class. So if I save this and run this code, I'm going to go to main terminal and run this code. So I'm going to run this code by saying Python, the name of the file, which is access modifiers.py. And when I run this, we are going to see that the output has been given as we wanted it. So basically, this shows us that methods and attributes of a class are public in Python. So we can be able to make this private by using access modifiers. So let's get started by creating a simple private attribute. So we can make sure that we do not expose the salary of our employees via any object that we may create. So to do that, I'm going to make a private attribute. So I'm going to use an access modifier. And the way we create a private attribute is simply using the double underscore the double underscore way of doing that. So we may have our attribute, for example, salary, and to make it a private attribute, we may just add double underscores below, actually before we write the attribute. So when we write double underscore salary, we are simply making the salary private. It cannot be accessed outside the class. So we need to first remove this. So to make it private, what I'll do is to just say self dot underscore underscore salary, and then our salary will be a private attribute. So let's try to access it outside our class. So when I save this, I'm going to come and try to access it. So I may say self new employee dot underscore underscore salary. So when I save this and run our application, we expect to get an error. And this is giving us an error that the employee has no attribute underscore underscore salary. So this even does not specify which kind of error that we have or which kind of attribute that that salary is. So this basically shows you that this salary in this case is a private attribute. So we can also be able to make other attributes private, for example, the email. And the way we can do that is just by saying underscore underscore email. So self dot underscore underscore email makes the email a private attribute. We can also do the same for methods. So we want to make sure that we are not accessing the salary outside the class. We just come and do the same for the salary display salary method. So to do that, I'll just come and add double underscores in the method. So let's say underscore underscore display salary, and this is going to make this method a private method. So after doing this, the next thing is going to be to call this function. So to call this method, what I'm going to come and do is to say underscore underscore display salary. Now when you run this, I'm going to first comment this, and when I run it, we shall have the same error that we do not have such an attribute. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is how we're going to be able to access these attributes. To access these attributes and methods, we will use some interesting syntax. For example, we shall write the name of the class. In this case, it's going to be our employee class. And then we shall write that private attribute that you want to access, or the private method that you want to access in that case. So in this case, we want to access the display salary method. So when you call this method with that syntax, we expect that you are going to be able to access these private attributes. So let's try it. So instead of just simply calling this underscore underscore display salary, what we can do is to actually say new employee dot, then we write the name of the class. So in this case, it's going to be the employee. But before we write the name of the class, what we shall do is to just add an underscore after it. Then we shall say employee dot display salary. Now when I save this and run our code, I'm going to begin by controlling clearing my terminal with Control and L. So I'm going to run this file again. So when I run this, we have this employee object has no attribute salary. So when I go back to this, I can be able to access the salary. So when I go to this, I can say display salary, correct this error. So what we shall do is to just say self dot that. So when I save this and go back and run our code, we expect another salary. So in this case, it exposes the salary because now our display salary method is a public method. We've made it public, so we can be able to access it. Now that's the way we can also be able to access private attributes. For example, if we wanted to print the salary of the employee, a class, if it's private, we shall use the same syntax. So I'll have to come and then say new employee, but then I write underscore, and I write the employee class. So this is going to be employee, and this is going to print the salary. So when I run this, this is going to print 200,000 and then the salary 200,000. In this video, we've been able to learn how to use access modifiers to control access of certain variables or certain attributes and methods within our class. Thank you for watching this video, and if you've liked it, please go ahead and leave a like and please share it with someone. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.